Let's talk about the Orechnik missile. We heard about this missile for the first time. Russia used it against Ukraine. Now, Unal Atabay Hokam, what kind of missile is the Orechnik missile? Because Putin said that the air defense systems built by America and Europe cannot stop this missile. How do you interpret it? What kind of missile is the Orechnik missile?
Now, Ms. Punar, before we move on to that, Ayhan Hokam, if you want. Of course, you can explain Russia's attitude and to explain the dangerous attitude that is developing. Now, Russia did not annex Abkhazia. Abkhazia declared its independence after the Georgian War, and Russia recognized it. Currently, 6 countries recognize Abkhazia. In other words, it is not an annexed territory of the Russian Federation. I'll take him to I wanted to underline it. Maybe Ayhan Hokam, of course, in order to explain the gravity of the event. Maybe he wanted to put it in the same pot when he gave the example of Crimea and so on. Now, Orechnik missile, Miss Pinar, a medium-range missile. Now, 5 types missiles. So when categorized in terms of range, tactical ballistic missiles, short-range missile, medium range, long range, and intercontinental. Now, this is the first day of use. Ukraine, the name of this missile didn't exist yet. An intercontinental ballistic missile, that they were being used, that is, an intercontinental ballistic missile with a range of over 5,500 kilometers. But the next day, Putin said that it was a medium-range missile, that it was an Orechnik missile. Medium range, which means a missile with a range of 1,000 to 3,500 kilometers. Anyway, here they are from Astrakhan, from the shores of the Caspian Sea. The distance to Dnipro is around 900 kilometers. Thrown away? But these are all ballistic missiles. Now, in fact, Iskander missile with similar characteristics of this type, the range is not as long as this medium range. It is included in the short-range missile, but you can also attach a nuclear warhead to the warhead and use it. You can also use it on this launcher, or an intercontinental ballistic missile. In other words, by attaching all of these and changing the warheads, you can produce similar effects. Iskander missiles are also fired every day until today. But now we didn't talk about that. Suddenly the Orange Slick missile came to the agenda. Of course, in the first place, the intercontinental ballistic missile, that this is being talked about to the effect that it was launched. In fact, if the West and even Ukraine had not called it an intercontinental ballistic missile, if this debate hadn't been going on for the first day or two, and if Putin hadn't felt the need to explain it, maybe he wouldn't be talking about it at all now, like the Iskander missiles being fired. I think this is psychological warfare, the warring side, the power of the other side, sometimes without realizing it. The speech of a head of state, leader, or spokesperson can exacerbate such psychological effects and even tensions.